So here we are at the start of another Flinders trip, just heading up the main range national park, Cunningham's Gap. So we just fueled up and caffeinated in Aratula, and next stop Goondawindi. But this is a pretty cool little range to ride up. Pretty slow limit because of all the trucks and the steepness, but it's dropping down. We've climbed 400 metres so far, and the temperature's dropped a degree or two, but yeah, me, Neil and Michael on the big bikes this time. We've got our permits into South Australia, so just going to cruise in there and zip down to the Flinders for 3 nights, 4 days, then Arkaroola for 3 days, 2 nights. We've got to go quite a way west to go to South Australia without going through New South Wales. So today's just heading in the right direction, getting them further and further west. Nothing exciting at all. But, yeah, pretty cool cool range this. I stayed behind the guys a little bit. I'm not saying their bikes are big, but they put out shock waves which make my headphones pop, Bose noise cancelling, so I kick back a little bit and give them a bit of room.
These 3 bad boys.
Some rows of corduroy, getting ready for the cotton. It's all planted by the look of it. It's all planted by GPS. Can't get it that straight otherwise. Pretty impressive actually. It goes off into the distance, all one after another. Boom, boom, boom. That's the way you look. So this is St. George again, and a lot more water in the river than last time we were here. The whole place is a lot greener. There's just a heck of a lot more going on than last time. So this was all well and truly out of the water. So yeah, good to see that they've actually had some rain out here. Awesome. Well, we stopped in Thargaminda, checked in with the police about getting across the border, came to the only gas station in town, the Thargo Roadhouse, and they've got no unleaded, and our bikes don't run on diesel, so I was just saying these don't run on diesel.
Yeah, they will one day.
Yeah, one day. So Neil and I actually had enough range to get to Noccundra, but luckily for the big 1290 the proprietor had a fuel drum, so it's very different to last time we were here. This is the road just out of Thargaminda, but it's a lot greener, water literally lying at the side of the roads. So when I say it's tar seal, but it's only one lane, so if someone's coming the other way you've got to zip over, give them room. So it always pays to spread out a little bit. You can tell there's a bit of wind coming from the left hand side. I'm trying to push my helmet across a bit, but if you just move an inch or two to the right hand side you get in the tunnel. So I'm just giving the boys a bit of range, so if they pull over I won't get dusted by them. They'll pull over to the left and yeah, we'll get her up to speed. When you're in the outback, you do tend to ride in the middle of the road quite a bit, so that you've got the most capability of dodging a kangaroo or camel, emu, cow, goat, sheep. Yeah, that would be bog central off to the sides, standing water. Any one of 100 ways that you can have to take an action to avoid something, so you do tend to ride a bit in the middle of the road here, give yourself the best chance, the most room. So the boys are up to speed now, so get her up to cruise. So yeah, we've got 100 odd kilometres of this, and check in Noccundra. So here we got a bit of an unusual one that I didn't actually have on my list. Horses. Australia's got wild outback horses, so here you can see a frisky bunch, and one on the left hand side that's separated, and he'll want to make an entrance and come back across. Of course he will. Good looking horses. So yeah, pays to give these guys a bit of a berth. Lots of cattle grids, and then these dips with the water level indicators. About 2 metres comes through those, so pretty cool. Just come over the mountain range and you drop in. This was all brown as heck last year. It's completely different looking. I think there's even water in this waterhole. Didn't even stop last time because there was nothing here, so pretty incredible change. Some of the areas there's just lots of these purple flowers. Don't know what they are, whether they're a weed or a plant. But, yeah, pretty cool to see water all through here. Gives a totally different perspective to it all. Most of the time it's just stony like this. That's all you see is just these stones which all kind of reflect the light back. Pretty cool. So when it's green out here, this all makes a bit more sense with the fences and the cattle grids and stock, you know, when there's grass. And you can see just how big properties and stuff are out here. I mean, you know, it just goes off into the distance. But yeah, the previous 2 times that I've come out here, there was no water, no grass, no feed. You also didn't see stock around as much, so we've had to pull over a couple of times to avoid cows. But yeah, quite interesting seeing it like this. Literally water on the side of the roads and grass grown. Very different. So this is the intersection to Noccundra Hotel. So tyres for Bike sticker, ADV Riders Queensland, a couple of others. So Cameron Corner is 280k that way, Tibooburra 258. But at Noccundra, there is beer. There you go, Broken Hill, 570 kilometres, that gives you an idea. Adelaide, 1081, sort of gives you an idea where we are, when we're closer to Broken Hill than to Brisbane. So we're just heading off road a little bit to get away from the other campers and stuff. Pretty sure this is where we came last year to camp. So at least there's some firewood. Sort of remember a road going in. Might be it up here. So this is the Noccundra Waterhole. A lot greener than last year, that's for sure. Still heading towards the water. Might be on their track, on the track we used last time. It's somewhere here. Boom boom. Creek. This is looking pretty promising. And that's how we do that. If I'm not mistaken, this is where we were last year. This is the Warry Gate Road at the Noccundra Hotel. It's a good old pub. Nice public amenities with showers and stuff over there. So famous for their lunchtime burgers apparently. So it's the gates. We've got the pass to get through, so should be right. It's a lot greener out here than last time. So I haven't actually done this particular road before. Last time we went up to Inaminka and stuff. So this one's a new one for me. lot greener than I expected last time. It was quite brown over the other side. So nice to see they've had a bit of rain through, a bit of bird life. There was definitely some mosquito life last night, I can tell you that for sure. So I think there's 14 kilometres more tar seal, then the boring bits are over and we're actually into the dirt. So yeah, we'll just crack these out. Head to Cameron Corner. Check in with you if anything interesting happens. Yeah, so quite pretty out here after the rain. These purple flowers and stuff. The little white and yellow ones on the side are the little thorny thistles, mongrel things. They stick in your fingers when you pull them off stuff, and they stick to everything. So bit of a noxious weed. Very different to what I expected actually. So this is the end of the tar seal, so time to pull up and drop a few PSI, drop it down to 28 in the front and 32 in the rear, 31 somewhere around there. Pretty easy with the TPMS that I've got. Open the caps. So once in a while they tar seal a section, but I don't know, at some point it'll probably be tar sealed all the way out here. This is the Outback. You sometimes just have to look around and admire the sheer nothingness out here. But at least this time the nothingness is kind of green, which is nice. The road's also probably improved from having a little bit of rain on it, and a bit of dust flows in, and then the rain packs it hard, so the surface is pretty good. There's no acceleration or braking bumps to speak of in most of it. So, important safety tip when you come up to a corner like this, take it off cruise control, because when your bike's loaded up, or unloaded probably as well, but on the gravel, when you get to the corner it can attempt to accelerate at exactly the wrong moment, and I've had a few puckery moments from that, so always easiest just to button her off. Get up a little bit and let the suspension move around through the creeks and stuff, but this is what we come out for. This is the riding we like. So Neil's in the middle, Michael's up in front, and we've all got Garmin inReaches, so we can send messages and they get received on our GPS screens, so we're pretty civilized as far as keeping in track with each other, in touch with each other. This trip, there's no mobile phone coverage out here obviously, but luckily the wind's with us for this one. The train's on the other side and not going to get covered in dust. Neil's slowed down. I think he wants me to go past. Yep. So we'll swap around positions. See Neil's standing. Get up to the speed comfy if he stands. Got to say the 790 just eats this stuff up. I'm sitting here on cruise control, listening to my stereo, watching the ETA slowly tick down as we're doing better time than expected. They probably calculate 80 kilometres an hour average on this kind of road, and we're just sitting here cruising along at 100 sitting. Got to say I'm pretty happy with the suspension. I left the front forks up 5 mils from where I normally run them in the trees to have them sitting a little bit taller for this stuff. It just eats this up. The 1290 up in front even more so, but I'm not so keen on Michael's amount of gear that he's carrying. He's got quite a lot of stuff behind the back axle, which, you know, could get you a little bit loose and get you a bit whipped up. Whereas I'll do a comparison of the 3 bikes load tonight at camp and compare them, but I travel as light as I possibly can. There's no point having a 790 and loading it down with too much junk. So yeah, we're finally into the trip itself. It takes 2 days to get out here now, but we're here in the Outback and enjoying it. Pretty cool rig clay track, but I can tell you there's a couple of mud patches. This would probably be impassable if a shower came through. Classic red Outback road. I've gone to rally throttle and rally mode 3. Try and keep the back tyre alive. And, yeah, pretty cool on a road. Just looks a bit different. No fill, just graded wet dirt clay track. Okay, so Bellew Downs Road over there. Looks like we could have come from Thargaminda, 225 k's via dirt. Instead, we came via Noccundra and still didn't have a burger. Tibooburra up this way. So, yeah, strangely my GPS hasn't acquired any satellites for a while, which seems odd, but we're in no great rush, so wait for Neil, and yeah, we're on the map. We're just out there somewhere. This is the same road. You just turn off towards the Innaminka and the Dig Tree, which we went to last time, and Cameron's. So let the good times roll. So on some of these roads, they've got the alternative route off to the side, and one that they maintain for a bit more for the wet weather on one side. So I guess if guys get bogged or if trucks are going to pass each other and they talk on the radio or whatever, there's alternative routes. But yeah, pretty cool. You do have to watch over the other side of some of these little rises. People can get stuck over the other side, and they've churned up a big hole in the top surface, and there's a big bull dust hole which can have a really sharp edge going in or coming out. So always pays just to have a little bit of caution over them and take it easy so that you can avoid them if you can. But the bike's going great. I've got no preload on the front, only a little bit on the rear to even it up, and anytime the surface is a little bit loose, just stand up and let it float around under you. Don't get too concerned about micromanaging your lines. Just let it float along at a pace that it's comfortable at. We've got 88 kilometres to go for lunch, so should have earned a burger or a pie by then. But yeah, nice country out here. Great to see it green. So we've just come over our first couple of ridges, which are like a little bit like the dunes. They're all running the same direction, and the road just weaves its way between them. Yeah, just a slightly different type of country, slightly different kind of road, bit of a sandy red soil. Pretty wind blown at the moment. Good wind coming from the left to right. I think it's the predominant wind, judging by some of the bushes. But, yeah, about 50 k's, about halfway on that road to Cameron Corner. Great that road. You do have to keep a general eye out for kangaroos, cattle, camels, horses, emus, goats, pigs, dingoes, grey nomads, adventure riders, 18-wheelers, B-doubles, road trains, four-wheel drivers. So you're sort of on your toes, keep an eye out. The main thing on these kind of roads where they've dumped fill in is to avoid rocks, really. It's about the only time you can hit cruise control as well. You really want a bit of control when you're in the sand. You want to stop cruise control whenever you're in a corner. As I found out last time, things can get a little bit nautical if you leave cruise on, because it tries to accelerate you up to the speed. That can be rather exciting. Not for the faint-hearted. Yeah, just really avoiding rocks, finding a smooth-ish path, and you're sort of hovering on the seat. You don't sit down fully, you don't stand up, you sort of hover, and when the bike gets a little bit loose like that, you just pop your weight up off the seat, so your weight's down on the pegs and the bike settles a little bit better. Yeah, pretty cool. Neat scenery, you just don't get anywhere else. And we're all connected via InReach, so if either of the guys gets a flat tire or something, the message will pop up on the screen. But yeah, just cruising along, turning out the miles to go get a burger. Yeah, so we're definitely crossing some dune systems now. We're on the floodplain in between dunes, and then pop up over one, and there's another one in the distance. They're all parallel, blown by the wind. And Some of them got water down in the bottom of them. But most of them are just a clay pan, sand mixture. Pays to have a bit of a look over the other edge. Don't know what's around the corner. Yeah, this is the start of the dunes that run out here. I think they're visible from space. Pretty cool. So we've got about 17 kilometres to go to the turn off Cameron Corner. Here, if I'm not mistaken, place to ourselves pretty much. They have a golf course where you can play golf in 3 states. Pretty funny. Cameron Corner. So over there is the post where all 3 states come together. We've got the key to go into South Australia, or permission to go into South Australia. So here we are going through the border to South Australia. Lucky there's lots of flies over in Queensland at the moment. Thank you! But apparently there's none in South Australia because, you know, the border keeps them out. So we'll go up to where the actual borders meet, where you can see the fence up there. Got to take a picture apparently. It didn't happen. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see some more of these videos. There's a couple more coming up and a few more bits and pieces. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Cheers.